Hello and welcome to the Footy Social episode 2. In today's episode we'll be talking all things Man United with Jack here, who's our first guest on the Footy Social.
Very special guest.
We'll also be talking about all the current topics later on, about West Ham's demolition of Spurs last weekend, Chelsea stalemate at Southampton, and then their recovery at midweek against Atletico Madrid. Rounded off with a new inventive quiz that we have.
Yeah, so we haven't trademarked it yet, but we're gonna get that.
I don't think we can trademark it. I think people have done it before, but
don't mind it.
But yeah.
Well, anyway, so I mean, we might as well start with you. So, Man United fan, lifetime Man United fan.
Yeah.
Second in the league at the moment, going all right.
Could be going better.
Could be going better. I think that is the issue. You are second in the league, and I think you're comfortably second in the league, but I don't know how.
Yeah, I mean, we had a very a bit of an offside, as everyone knows, and then we sort of just got results out of nowhere, and then we were like top of the league at one point recently, and then I think everyone kind of like saw City results, but then realised that they had games in hand, and then they sort of just took the league, and then now they're on top. But yeah, I think everyone's just sort of in and out this season so far with injuries and results dropping and that. So it's very.
But have you really had? Well, you've had Pogba injured.
Yeah, he's still out. Yeah.
So when you were top of the league, did you genuinely think that you could have won the league? Did you genuinely think you were top?
As a United fan, I don't want to get my hopes up at all.
Yeah, I guess you've probably been doing that for the last few years, haven't you?
Exactly, and it being only halfway through the season, I really didn't want to sort of jump at anything in the minute. So yeah, I just I took it game by game, and then just kept my opinion to myself. Having some fellow Liverpool fans as mates. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody's doing better than Liverpool this season, which is very funny.
It's good to see. Good to see.
Yeah.
When you say could be doing better at the start of the season, what were your ambitions for this season?
Yeah, I mean,
was it? Because I don't know. I got the gist from a lot of Man United fans that a title charge wasn't on at the start of the season, but so you are second.
Yeah.
And I know you're not going for the title, but at the moment you are the second best team in the league.
Yeah.
So that must be a positive.
Yeah, definitely.
From where you were in couple previous seasons, down and fighting in like the Europa League spots.
I think if you'd got Sancho, you would have been going for the league though.
Definitely, yeah.
If you'd got Sancho, that would have been. I think every Man United fan would have expected to at least challenge for the league.
Yeah, that would have come with that.
But there's still problems everywhere, sort of like to do with the manager, but also position wise with the centre backs being a major issue. But
they're really not very good.
For us to be like the Man United we used to be, and everyone knew years ago, contending for everything, winning trophies, bringing silverware, being like teams that you'd be playing us on the weekend, you would be sort of like. Not looking forward to it and all that.
Yeah, that's what I was, man.
But now it's
City
completely different.
now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's weirded me out more is that you're so much better away from home than at home. When usually you'd want it to be the opposite. I mean, but Old Trafford, you just didn't lose at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
David Moyes come in, lost to Fulham and West Brom, and it was like the first times they'd beaten you at Old Trafford for about 20 years. And nowadays, I mean, you've literally, I think you lost 3 of the first 4 home games of the season.
Yeah.
I think, and it's like great. It is great that literally you sort of away from home, you go 2-0 down, and then Bruno just sort of decides to score 4 goals or whatever. And it's great, but it's not sustainable.
I was going to say it's exciting.
Really
it's exciting to watch as a fan, but it's just the home results we've really got to fix up, and it's good going away and getting exciting games and playing like we're doing, but it's.
It's because you play like underdogs away from home. Though. That's what I've seen. Like every away game I see, like even just every away game you play McTominay and Fred in the middle just to keep it conservative.
Yeah.
You play Maguire and Lindelof, who are not very good at football.
No.
And you just sort of aim to counter, and it was working last year because teams sort of hadn't sussed you out, and Dan James, the human Sonic the Hedgehog, actually had a bit of a run of form. But at home, when you're expected to create, you've got Bruno, and that's it, and Pogba when he can be bothered.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, sort of. Now that I've seen Pogba being injured and everything, it's like Bruno's he's a player that sort of dictates everything on the pitch, and he's single-handedly sort of like getting our results for us.
He's a life saviour, isn't he?
Exactly.
Where would you be without him?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So.
Well, I mean, last season without him, they were 8th or 9th, weren't they? And he come in and they went unbeaten for the rest of the year and got 3rd, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
They weren't unbeaten, were they?
I think it's something ridiculous. Like when Bruno come in, it took him about 6 months to lose his first game in the league, or something ridiculous like that.
It was. Yeah.
It was. So I mean, speaking of Pogba, he's out injured at the moment.
Yeah.
Would you sell him in the summer? I think it's quite obvious that he wants to go. Mino Raiola's been chatting Bear Breeze. I think he wants to go. Would you sell him? And how much realistically are you going to be looking for?
I know this is a sensitive subject for like Man United fans. I know every single Man United fan is like, well, as a Manchester United, we're like split. I think half and half, sort of like they want him to go, but then actually maybe there's like a small percentage that kind of like really want him to stay. But I think the main problem is sort of his agent, but I've just heard from like other United players themselves. They're saying that he's a role model in the dressing rooms, and he's like he's one of the most talented players in the Prem.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, on his day, he is unbelievable.
Yeah, and that's something. It's just like now that he's been out for injury, it's kind of like watching United play without him in the middle. The whole team doesn't run like they used to with him in, and I think he's like a Bruno. Bruno will find something out of nowhere to create a goal or an assist or something like that.
Yep.
But I think Pogba, he's also just he just takes the game, and I think he's one of the most important sort of players in our squad. But I know some people want him gone. But
yeah, he's your worst player and your best player in some ways.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Was it Cardiff? No, who was it? Was it 2 years ago? Was it Huddersfield or Cardiff? One of the teams that went down. They came to Old Trafford and won 2-0 on the final day.
I think it might have been both of them.
And Pogba was absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
But then against us, that goal this season was unreal. And we were cruising first half, shooting up 3-0 up, and then Bruno turned it on, Pogba turned it on. It ended up 3-1 United. So with those two players, won you the game. So he has that match-winning quality in him. So do you want to sell him because that happens? But then is it worth it because of the negative stuff he brings? He brings a lot of negative vibes.
And I mean, also he's only got 12 months left on his contract.
Will he sign? I know.
It's a stick on twist summer. It's a stick on twist summer. He's definitely. I don't think he's selling. I don't think he's going to sign a new contract unless. Well, we don't know. Obviously, where you finish in May will be very pivotal. If you finish 4th or you finish 3rd and there's no real signs of improvement, he will just say, "Oh, I can't be bothered. No, I'm not getting trophies here. I'm just going to go after PSG. I'm going to go after Juventus or Real Madrid, whatever."
Yeah.
But if you finish 2nd, you run Man City. I say even within 10 points this season would be a successul gap for second place because Man City look unbelievable.
When was your last trophy?
2017 League Cup.
Yeah,
against
You
Southampton.
won the Europa League that year as well, didn't you?
Yeah. It's a long time for Manchester United.
Yeah,
4 years.
and that was Pogba's first year as well.
They didn't win anything this year. 4 years.
No, and that was Pogba's first year, so
Pogba
he's been there
won
for 4 years.
The Europa League and the League Cup. That's it.
Yep. And he joined, and I mean he joined at the same time as Mourinho, didn't he? Who obviously everyone thought was Mourinho. He wins titles. Didn't work out. So Pogba has been sat there for 4 years, and I mean I feel like last season probably was the straw that broke the camel's back. I mean, getting to 3 semi-finals is an achievement in itself, but losing all 3 of them is poor.
Yeah.
Is really poor. And if I was Pogba, I'd think, I mean, that was probably... Like, it's exactly what happened with Spurs. Spurs finally got to a Champions League final. Finally, it was like 3 or 4 years of building up under Pochettino. They finally got to their big occasion, and they lost. And everything just fell apart after that. Pochettino fell apart, Ericsson wanted to leave, Dele Alli's never been the same, really. And I feel like that's probably what happened to Pogba, where he just thought, right, this is the big year, it's not happening, I just want to go.
Yeah, and you look at, just a bit, I don't want to go too far off track, but you look at Tottenham now, Mourinho, obviously they're not doing great, but then if you have Man City, they had a dip under Guardiola, they could have sacked him, they stuck with him. Look at them now. Man United, they could have sacked Ole. They didn't, and they're doing well now. Tottenham, obviously, Pochettino, you could have turned it around. I don't know if it was the right thing to sack him.
Yeah, well, I mean, that leads me in well. That leads me in well, because I've got a question from the viewer, Will Orn, and he says, should Ollie be sacked due to lack of silverware and success, basically, in his tenure? I mean, how long has he been there? He's been there.
That's a good question.
At the end of the season, it'll be 2.5 years, wouldn't it? 2.5 years is plenty of time to put an imprint on a side. And I know half of that time he was interim, but...
So Ollie might win you the FA Cup this year. He might win you the Europa League this year.
Yeah.
But ultimately, they're not the trophies really you're wanting. The trophies you really want is to be back in that Champions League, fighting for Champions League. You want to be back into 5 Premier League titles, which you haven't been for a long time, and Ollie hasn't looked like that. Is Ollie the man to take you to that next level?
Well, as you said, it's like, as I said previous, we used to be the United that everyone would be sort of looking at and like wouldn't want to be playing, and you know that it was going to be always a tough game playing against us. And at the minute, it's just not like that. And I think for Ollie and his manager role, I think with his lack of silverware and his inconsistency and his favourites, like he's got favourite players and his lack of risk, and there's so many factors where, and you can just see, it's plain to see that he's not a Sir Alex Ferguson, or he's not one of those managers. I think he's had enough time to try and prove himself. And I think people are sort of going off this season to say that we're doing well, but you need to look at other teams around us. Injuries is causing everyone to drop points, and I think it's a lack of competition as well.
It was something ridiculous. Like you've got the same amount of points, around the same amount of points this season as you did like this last season or the season before. It just looks a lot better because everybody else has been pretty terrible.
That's what I'm saying. If we keep him and we come to next season, everyone's playing like they used to, and all the injuries are back and stuff like that. Then you'll really see this. If we just play like we are now, because we've been lucky enough not to have the injuries. I know Pogba's out now, but for the whole season previous,
Pogba used to take 3 weeks off mid-season. Anyway,
that's what I mean.
He was actually playing, so it doesn't really matter.
You're level on points with Leicester.
Yep.
4 points above West Ham.
Yep.
Who both have
great seasons, but I wouldn't say
and Leicester have a much superior manager. Far superior manager.
So obviously you haven't said it, but you're kind of saying he isn't the man.
I think personally he isn't.
So you obviously would you sack him now or in the summer?
Summer.
I'd say summer. I think it would be.
It's pretty sensible.
Yeah.
They won't sack him in the summer. I'll say that now.
Yeah, I know.
I think if they were going to sack him, it was after you got knocked out of the Champions League, like we did with Di Matteo. We waited until it wasn't the best start. We waited until we got knocked out of the group stages, and then we sacked him.
Yeah.
That would have been the time. There's no point now. I mean, you've got FA Cup, League, and Europa League all to focus on. But I think my issue with Ollie is that I don't see him as a great tactician or a manager. I see him as a great man manager. He's great to sort of get him in the dressing room and say, right, come on boys, Bruno, take this game by the scruff of the neck, Pogba, I trust you, and that is why, as you say, I feel like he's got his favourites, because he picks the ones that respond to him. He knows that Maguire and Lindelof are just easy to manage. He just says he can just boost them up and just say, right, come on, play for me out there, boys. He goes out there, and that's, you win the games. I mean, I don't want to be too disrespectful, but you win games because Bruno is good at football. You don't win games because Ollie's had an absolute masterstroke. You don't win games because he completely out-tackled him. You win games because Rashford is very good at football or Bruno's good at football. And
have you ever won a game and you thought after, Ollie did a really good job there?
Not once. We've either, as you've said, we've got the results through Bruno just doing something magical and just finding something, and because we either like win by a lot or we just scruff it by the neck and we just scrape a result. Yeah. But I've never, as you've just asked, I never think, that was even when it comes to subs, I don't think, that was a good tactical, good sub to bring on. I always think like, either why do you do it, or he's just putting out a strong team every week and then getting a result through there.
Yeah, I mean, Sociedad on Thursday, didn't play?
Why did Bruno need to play?
Yeah, you're 4-0 and you played Bruno, and he's subbed on Rashford.
And we bring on Rashford for him at half time. Everyone was thinking we're going to be playing our youngsters because we won 4-0 previous on aggregate, and we just
obviously you don't play a whole under 23s because you just look complacent. But you could play Alex Telles instead of Shaw. I don't know, did he play?
Yeah, Alex.
Okay, so stuff like that. But
you can play
Donny van der Beek instead of Bruno.
You can play Twanzebe, you can play Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson
played, yeah.
But but rest Bruno, Rashford.
And when it's half time and it's still 4-0, you sub on Diallo. You don't sub on Rashford.
The thing under that 16-year-old, whatever his name is,
Short tires. Yeah. He brought him on. He also brought on like Ahmad. He brought on Twanzebe. Dean Henderson was playing. So, but it's just a fact of starting Bruno and then playing Rashford for the second half. I just don't get that.
I think that's because he's scared. I think Ollie.
What's there to be scared though?
I think he's just scared. He literally has a set way. He's like, right, I need to pick the players that I know sort of trust me and will actually play for me. And he's too scared to step out of it. And even the games he got credit for last season were the big games where he did the double over City. Obviously, did the double over us. But I feel like even when the games that you beat us, I didn't watch it and think like, oh god, them lot they were just unplayable. It was literally sit back, counter, sit back, counter, sit back, counter, and it's like, Sam Allardyce does that. Ollie's doing it and it's working because he has much better players at his disposal.
Yeah.
So so you're saying sack him in the summer? Who would you bring in? What manager would you bring in?
I haven't even thought of that.
Who's available?
I was going to say.
I'd say probably Nagelsmann is probably on the short list. He'd probably need a pay packet to get him out of Leipzig.
Which they would pay.
They would probably pay, but he's also been linked to the Tottenham job if Mourinho goes.
I can't see Nagelsmann going to United. I just don't see it's the kind of job.
I see Nagelsmann as more of a Tottenham
he'd take.
Allegri is still a free agent, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's got the same sort of issues where he's a bit pragmatic and he's a bit boring. He's not the best manager to get the most out of flair players like Rashford or Greenwood or Diallo.
That's the factor, though, isn't it? It's a factor of keeping or getting rid of Ollie, but it's then just trying to think of now. It's like, who do you actually bring in? You can't just bring in someone for the sake of it. We've got to think about the future, and I can't even think of anyone who'll do a better job or. You know what I mean? It's like it's.
I tell you, if a big manager became available, you have to sack Ollie there and then and get him in.
Yeah.
But I think even then, but you still need a competent board in the summer, because even if you get in a top class manager, you're not going to do anything with Maguire and Lindelof at the back. And Bailly's a bit better, but he's got hamstrings made of cheese. He plays 5 games a season.
Which centre back would you buy? I'm asking you, Jack.
It's hard because
Man United will pay. Say they've got 80 million they want to slap on the centre back. Who are you paying 80 million for?
I don't think anybody's worth 80 million.
I was going to say.
Yeah, but when Man United come knocking, people put their prices up.
Because they know they're gullible.
Yeah.
Harry Maguire. I think Jules Koundé has been talked about, isn't he?
I was going to say from Sevilla. That's our sort of number one target at the minute.
You've been linked with Koulibaly for about 4 years.
Yep.
Is he that good?
And he gets a year older every single time these transfer rumours come about.
Yeah. Is he that good?
I think he's 30 in the summer as well.
Is he that good? Because I watched Napoli in the Champions League and the Europa League, some Serie A games.
Yeah.
And obviously he's high rated on FIFA, but I don't know too much about him. It's not like you don't hear Italian football fans raving about him everywhere.
Every time I've watched him as well,
if he was that good,
if
he was that good, he would have left Napoli.
Yeah.
He wouldn't still be at Napoli.
Well, there's also talk of Sergio Ramos not renewing his contract.
I don't think that's going to happen either. I've seen Sergio Ramos and all those sort of players, but
you have a habit, don't you? You have a habit of recent years picking up old world class players. Like Cavani, Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, but I was going to say that's more of the striking force. We do that. We never really do it for centre backs, but that's maybe where the issue is.
We tried it with Thiago Silva and it's worked when he's been fit.
I was going to say, he's injured now, isn't he? So.
Yeah, well, I think Sergio Ramos is one of the best centre backs in the world still.
I think you benefit a lot from him. He's still got a couple of 3 years left, I think, in him.
But is he going to leave, or is he just using you for another contract?
From what I've heard, it's the same as every other player. We've had a week to 2 weeks of we're going for him and it's going to happen, but then it just falls through. And I think it's already done that. It's like I think it's already been said that it's just not going to happen at all.
Yeah. Obviously, there's
so that's why
Varane maybe as well.
That was another one, but it's the same. I think that's why we've completely skipped them out already, and we've already gone to the Koundé from Sevilla. But it's the same with Varane. It's like personally, if we could just buy anyone for that amount of money, that's sort of like the player Varane I think I'd be going for. Yeah. But Sergio Ramos for the experience, and as you say, he's only got a couple of years left in him. But it's the same with Cavani. He's doing the job here and there, and we've got a couple of years to look for someone else in the future. But I think
Cavani's not the man to lead you to titles, is he?
Exactly. So
Man United's recruitment hasn't been that great over the recent years. You look at Man City, Diaz for 64 million. No one knew much about him at the time.
And he's going to lead their defence for
10 years,
5 to 10 years.
I didn't realise how young he was.
Yeah, 23.
I thought,
it's ridiculous. He's eligible for Young Player of the Year in his first season.
Oh, he'll get that then.
He should absolutely get it.
Oh, 100%.
But it's just embarrassing that you bought Maguire less than 2 years ago, and you already need to buy another world-class centre-back to make his play better. Like, he was meant to be the guy that could then nurture Twanzebe or nurture Fosu Mensah. Does he play centre-back? So he was the guy to nurture these young centre-backs, and instead he's the one that needs somebody to hold his hand.
That's what I'm saying,
And it's just he still gets, I don't know, like some Man United fans still believe that he's the guy. Maguire is the guy.
They're just trying to be hopeful. Everyone just knows that he's not the person. Need to get rid of both him and Lindelof. I think both of them together obviously just don't work at all. I think individually they are good, but they just need that fast centre back with them, alongside them, so they can drop deeper. Yeah. And it's
you need the higher, to your Vidic, don't you?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
You need your Carvalho to your Terry.
Exactly. It's just about the partnership, but the ball ain't bringing anyone in. It's just that's what Ollie's got to deal with, but it's just causing so many problems, and that's
you
the one.
You did the exact same thing last time and you didn't get it.
Exactly.
So are you going to get it this summer?
Yeah. So
Maguire had a good World Cup though, didn't he?
Did have a good World Cup, obviously. Very
that's what shot his price tag up.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I feel. Well, I mean, I've got another question as well. If we squeeze this one in, so this is from Will Orn as well. He said, "Do we believe that there is a bias towards Man United from the refs? I.e., do they get the majority of the dubious decisions go in their favour?" What's your take on that? Because I mean,
what's his bias? What's his bias take?
What is your bias take on that? Do you think you get a favour from the refs?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we do. But obviously that's coming from a Man United fan, so it's kind of it's hard for me to say, but I don't think, when I'm watching our games, I don't think at all. I think it's I think people would just say that because of last season. I think it's nowhere near as much as it used to be, but with I think last season was how do I put it? It's like,
yeah, you got a lot of penalties last season.
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah, but that's because everyone's tackling us. It's like, it's clear to see. It's like we're getting penalties because everyone's going in for the tackles. There's
I'm playing devil's advocate. I do believe that. I mean, it is a load of nonsense. I think it's a mixture of two things. I think it's a mixture of, one, referees in the country are very terrible, and two, I mean, Rashford even said it in an interview a couple of weeks ago that they're taught to play for penalties.
Yeah.
Do you know?
There's so many clips.
Do you know who has the most penalties in the league this season?
It's probably us, isn't it?
You're third.
Yeah. Liverpool.
Leicester.
It is Leicester, yeah, on 8, and Man United on 7. Chelsea and Liverpool have 6, and who has the least? West Ham and Burnley on 1.
Yeah, but it's literally a case of Rashford and Bruno are very good at winning penalties, and I mean, I guess you can't moan because everybody does need a bit of the dark arts in them, but yeah, they are. I mean, Bruno is a diver, as great a footballer he is, just like Salah.
I was going to say, there's so many players who do that.
If the refs are going to give them though, then why not? If they see a little tug and go down as a penalty, they're going to do that more often. It's like
the question does need to be on the refs. The question needs to be, that's not a penalty. Why are you giving it? Not a case of Rashford's gone down too easy, because he knows if he gets the penalty, Rashford is not going to care, is he? He's really not going to care if he gets the penalty.
If a dog is misbehaving, it's not the dog's fault, it's the owner's fault. So it's the same analogy with the players misbehaving. Yeah, they know they have gone down easy, but if the ref's giving it to them, they're going to do it every time. So the refs need to look at themselves in that. I don't like sticking too much on the refs because they get a lot of stick.
I mean, it's gone up a level how terrible they are this season.
Well, not this season. Since VAR's come in, it's gone up.
Yeah.
VAR came in for it to go down, but it's just gone up.
It just makes it worse. So you just got more people to make human errors now instead of just one person.
I remember when VAR was coming into the Premier League, and we were talking there's going to be no controversy now in the Prem. There isn't going to be any. Yeah. That's going to be a bit boring, isn't it? And then VAR comes in.
The decisions are going to be too correct and boring.
Yeah. It's going to you have a bit of controversy for people to talk about.
Yeah.
And then it comes in and there's more, and it's just that's what really we brought it in for the
But I mean, it works well in Europe. I
feel it well in the Europa League and Champions League whilst. So it took about 3 minutes. It's about 3 minutes.
It got the right decision though, didn't it? It did get the right decision.
I know, but it's not. Majority of the time, VAR gets the right decision. It's just how long it takes.
Yeah, I feel like that. The issue was the Chelsea Atletico. It took ages because they were at a stadium that wasn't equipped properly. I think that we played it in Romania.
Why are they playing it at a stadium not equipped for professional elite football. It's not.
Yeah.
They're not playing League Two.
Yeah, I mean, I don't work for
That's
UEFA, so I
ridiculous.
can't comment on that, but it is annoying.
Equip the stadium before you turn up.
So I think, so to round out on the Man United talk, I think. So what are your aims for the end of the season? I'll give you two propositions, right? So obviously, I'm assuming you like trophies. Every football fan likes trophies. Would you?
I'm not too bothered actually.
Well, that goes without saying. But would you win the Europa League and finish 6th, or finish 2nd and don't win the FA Cup or win the Europa League?
Strictly on just how the season is going, I would say Europa League. Just to bring something back into, just to win something again is on the right track.
You'd still be in the Champions League.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're still at Champions League, so you might as well finish 17th.
Yeah, but I feel like the issue with that is haven't you already been there? I mean, Mourinho finished 6th and won the Europa League 3 or 4 years ago. Like, aren't you just going in circles? And if the other thing happens where you finish 2nd and don't win the Europa League, surely it's just an exact repeat of the last 2 years. Like
another Europa League isn't bad.
Yeah,
if they win the Europa League, that's a good.
Absolutely,
really good
but you want to finish in the top 4 and win the Europa
in that
League.
competition as well.
Well, ideally, that's what we want, but
yeah, you want to finish 2nd and win the FA Cup and you win the Europa League.
Yeah,
but I mean, I hope you don't. I mean, sorry for swearing, but I do hate you. But I just don't. I don't want you to win it, and I don't think you will. To be honest, I think they're just better teams in all competitions. I mean, you got AC Milan. I mean, they're no mugs either, are they? I mean, I know they bottled it the last couple of weeks in the Serie A, but you know, they're not going to be a walkover.
Yeah,
Tottenham got an easy draw again, so.
We don't promote swearing
No,
in our podcast.
No, I'm getting a slap on the wrist for that. Well, I think, so I think all your aims for the season, what your aims?
Something.
Win something.
Win one. Okay. You don't not win both, win one.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to win the FA Cup, so.
And win a trophy, Champions League football.
Ideally.
Surely that is the aim.
Ideally, yeah.
You should get Champions League. Trophy is, who knows, anyone's.
But it's just another question if Ollie's going to do it again, get to a semi-final, bottle it.
Yeah.
See.
I mean, it's not 3. I said earlier 3 semi-finals. It's now 4.
Yeah.
I mean, you've lost one a month ago, didn't you? Mm-hmm. It's now 4 semi-finals in a row that you've lost.
Yeah.
And is that your team being bottlers, or is that just your manager not being tactically astute enough to win these big
Give
games?
us the list of these finals.
The semi-finals.
So it's Man City. Man City are a better team than Man United, so it wasn't really Man United bottling it. It's Man City being a better team. Sevilla, you could say that they bottled it.
I mean, they won the whole thing. So
was it Chelsea in the FA Cup last year?
Yeah, where they'd beaten us 3 times that season, and the one time actually like a trophy was on the line, didn't win it.
You lose to Chelsea in a semi-final. Yeah, they probably went and they probably did bottle it a little bit, but Chelsea were a good side. And then was it League Cup semi-final last year as well?
It was Man City before.
Man City again,
Well, I mean, you beat them in the second leg, but you conceded 3 goals at home in the first leg, which knocked you out. But it's just a case of if you get to an FA Cup semi-final this year and if it's against us, are you going to lose it again? And it's just another just going round and round and round in circles, and there's just no progress made.
If you're a Man United fan, get your opinions down in the comments and tell us what you think. We've got Jack's here. He's Ollie out. We could put a poll. We no follows us on Twitter yet.
I don't.
And you can't put polls. I might put on Instagram. We've got a few follows on Instagram. We might put a poll. Ollie in or Ollie out. We'll be down next.
Yeah. Well, I think. Yeah.
Should we move on to our quiz?
I think that rounds up. Let's go for the quiz. So I feel like
Okay, so I am going to be running the quiz. Dan ran it last week. I don't know if you've seen anyone do a Wikipedia quiz. So I will be giving Daniel and Jack the year, the club, and how many goals they scored as their first year, and then they get a guess each. They'll be doing different lists.
We need to buzz in.
We haven't got. No, we're doing different. But you have a different list.
Oh, we got a different player.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're gonna like.
And then whoever guesses it quicker gets
like
it.
within the first team you get.
Yeah.
You beat the second.
And then it's the first winner gets it.
Okay.
So I hope that sort of explains it. You'll understand it as it goes on. And what we're hoping to do is Jack's our first guest. We're hoping to have guests on every week. So every week we will be doing host versus guest, and then at the end of this season, and then we'll start again next season or whenever we'll start again. Yeah. We'll see who's won. Will it be me or Dan or Jack and the other guests we have on.
And if we're losing towards the end of the season, we'll just bring Boyd on or something for an easy win, just to get our stats back up.
Yeah.
I think you're starting well here.
Get us a head start.
If any, that's our mate who is called Boyd. So
I hope he's watching this.
yeah.
Right. So who's going to go first?
Let's let Jack go first, as he's the guest.
Oh god.
So have you done easy, medium, and hard levels?
Yeah. Don't look at my.
I won't.
Yeah. So I've got easiest first.
I'm not expecting to get any of these, by the way.
Okay. Well. So your first. Okay. So if you're not getting any of these, you if you get this, it'll be good. Your first club is from 2007 to 2008. He played for Maidstone United. He played 11 times. He scored 1 goal. Actually, get one guess. So obviously, Maidstone United English, so you can start thinking maybe. If you don't have a clue, it's fine. Dan probably won't have a clue in his first one either. So you just take a stab in the dark. But this is meant to be the easy one.
Oh god.
Well, I've got a name in mind. I'm going to wait for the second team. Obviously, I'm not playing, but I'm just
you can't.
for personal pride.
You can't
No,
say
that's
because
just-
then you give it to him.
for personal pride.
Well, I can't think of any, so
Just it's gonna be English. It has to be English. So you just take a stab in the dark.
honestly, I don't even know where to start. Might have to be a.
I think he scored 11 games, 1 goal. So it means he probably wasn't a striker.
Honestly, I have no clue.
Okay, no guess. Okay. That's fine. So Dan, if you get this, you win the quiz already.
Oh right, so I'm going. Oh okay, right,
Yeah.
right, okay.
I thought it was like a score tally thing.
No, so then
Oh, I thought it was
Dan goes
Right.
on his first one, and then whoever gets it first wins.
Okay, so this is a different person now.
This is a totally different person,
Right. Okay, I got you.
So on the screen, hopefully, we'll have Jack's list one side and Dan's list the other side. if that's
I'll
possible.
try and.
So from 2008 to 2010, he played for Real Madrid B team, and he's played 39 games in the 2 years he was there, and scored 3 goals.
39 and 3. Right, I've got 2 guesses here. I don't know.
You only had one guess, so
I know, but I've
you
got 2
say-
names in mind. I'm thinking. I know for a fact Marcos Alonso started his career at Real Madrid, but I think that's a bit early. A bit late. I think he was already sort of making the same because he went out to Bolton like a year after that. Or I'm thinking Fabinho, and I don't know whether to go for one of them two because I know again that Fabinho started for Real Madrid, played 1 game for the senior team. That was the B team, right? Played 1 game for the senior team and then went off to Monaco. So I think 9 to 10. How old is Fabinho and how old is Alonso? I think
Alonso's older.
Marcos Alonso.
Yeah.
Is it right?
Yeah. It's the easiest one.
That was an easy one.
So what I've done for your first one is picked a player who played for your club, and I didn't expect you to get that because I was hoping Jack probably might not get it from this. 2008, 2010, he played for Fulham, 13 games, 0 goals.
I thought it was Lingard.
No idea. 2010 to 2020, he played for Manchester United, 206 games, 12 goals.
Wait, 2000 what?
2010 to 2020, so 10 years at Man United, 206 games, 12 goals.
Even I don't know that.
Next one. In 2019-2020, he went out on loan to Roma and played 30 games. He scored 3 goals.
Chris Smalling.
Yeah.
Chris Smalling.
So you would have got it after 4.
He's really been
I
there for
should-
10 years.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. I didn't know it was that long. I thought it was 20.
Wow.
Because I was thinking of defenders. Like, who's been there for that long?
Yeah, I thought he'd come like 2012 with like Phil Jones or whatever. I thought he was Jesse Lingard.
Was that
I'm
your?
gonna get I'm gonna get so much stick in the comments,
No,
especially from United.
I am just the quiz god, obviously.
Oh.
So we're going for player 2 then?
Yeah. So I'll let Jack go first again because he is losing. So your first one is from 2008 to 2012. He played for Crystal Palace. He played 122 games and got 1 goal. So 1 goal in 122 games. You're thinking that's not a very good record for a striker. Come on, Jack. I'm rooting for you here.
I'm awful when it comes to stats back in.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I didn't get your first.
So this is his first club. So this will be when he's like teenager.
That's what I'm saying, but...
So if you, it'd be a difficult one just for this, but you could take a stab in the dark. Someone who used to play for Palace.
I knew I was going to be stuck at this. I honestly don't know. I can't think of any name.
Okay. Well,
See, Daniel knows it.
No, I'm thinking to the camera just in case I get it right. I got I mouthed Lingard and I got it wrong last time, so I really embarrassed myself. Yeah.
Does he go on to a completely different one to Daniel? Or does he get the same?
Yeah, it's a different
so
player.
Daniel gets a different player.
I get a different player.
So, I've actually forgotten who this is. Oh, I've got it. From 1997 to 2000.
Wasn't born, viewers, by the way. Wasn't born.
You were in 2000.
I was in 2000.
You played for Metz, French side. I don't know if I'd get allowed to give you that. But probably shouldn't. 47 games, 5 goals.
From 97 to 2000, he played for Metz. '97 to 2000. 97 to 2000. So, he'd be retired by now, wouldn't he? Even if you start at 18, you'd be 42 now, wouldn't you? I'm going to go for someone French.
I'll give you 20 seconds.
Florent Malouda.
No.
Okay.
Alright, so now on to Jack's second team. So, in 2012, he moved to Southampton.
I got it right. I marked it right.
Where he played 94 games and got 3 goals, and he was there until 2015.
I marked it right.
You said it was a striker?
With 93 goals in 94 games. It wasn't a striker.
Wait, repeat that one again.
So 2012, 2015, he moved from Palace to Southampton. 94 games he played. I think this is in the league. He scored 3 goals.
I have a name in mind, but I don't want to be stupid.
Well, I just said Florent Malouda, so you can't look much more stupid than that.
No, you can, trust me.
It gets easier as it goes on, obviously, because it becomes more modern and you can give more of a gist of it. So the more it goes on, the easier it can get. So if you just want to take a stab in the dark, then...
Does it go on to the next one if Daniel gets his wrong?
Yeah.
I honestly don't want to sound stupid. I might just...
Just risk letting it.
No, I don't know. I can't say that. I don't want to be stupid.
No, yeah, it's fine. No one's judging you. It's better to take a guess and be stupid. Like, Florent Malouda wasn't around 1997.
I said to Daniel, I'll literally know any. I won't know any.
You've got a name in your head. So.
Yeah, but it's wrong. So
whisper it to me.
No, I can't. No, I don't. I have to move.
Don't know. Okay. So if it is that player, and now Daniel gets this, you'll be kicking yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in 1999, so it doesn't say to 2000, so I'm guessing this was a January transfer. He moved to Newcastle, where he played 11 games, scored only 1 goal.
Was that on loan?
Yeah, on loan.
I was going to say, I thought it was at Metz 2000. So you moved from Metz to Newcastle on loan?
Yes.
Julien Faubert.
Incorrect. Jack.
I think I would have made myself a shot if I got that.
We're
right.
back on to you.
I would have deserved that.
In 2015, he left Southampton to join Liverpool, where he was there for 5 years. He played 77 times, only got 1 goal.
So Palace, Southampton, Liverpool, in that order.
In that order. 5 years at Liverpool. He just left this last summer.
Well, that's my name out of the window. From my original. Crystal Southampton. Do you know it?
Yeah, he does.
I go after the first one.
Oh mate, I don't know. I told you I'm so bad at these quizzes. I don't know.
No clue?
No.
Okay, we'll move on.
No?
Okay, in 2000 he left Metz.
Yep.
And joined Fulham, where he spent 4 years, 117 games, 53 goals.
Met to Newcastle to Fulham.
So Newcastle was only a loan. He left. Newcastle obviously didn't buy him in that summer, I'm guessing. So
Fulham wait, did you say 1 in 4 for Fulham?
117 games, 53 goals. Very good ratio.
That is a good ratio. For some reason, Dimitar Berbatov came to mind, but that's very bad. Who is that guy? Is it? I don't know. If this is a rogue shout in the dark, but a name sticking in my mind. Oh, it's not. It's Jeremy Aliadier.
No.
Aliadier.
I don't think he ever got that many goals.
I don't know what position he played. To be honest with you, I just knew that was a name that exists.
Okay, so back onto Jack. In 2019, so this wouldn't be last summer, but summer before, he went on loan to Bournemouth, where he played 14 times and didn't score a goal. So the year Bournemouth got relegated, he played for I was going to say the position then.
I didn't go for position now. Not in round 4.
Mate, this quiz is just right off for me. I can't think of a name at all.
Say a position. Just say the position.
Right back.
Yeah, that's not probably gonna help. He went on loan to who?
Bournemouth last year.
Right.
All the viewers are probably shouting at you in the.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't want to carry on because just give up. I can't think of any name.
We'll give Daniel another go now.
One more.
2004 to 2008, Manchester United from Fulham, 86 games, 28 goals.
Say the years again.
What, Man United?
Yeah.
2004 to 2008. So 4 years he was there.
So he went from
Does that mean he won the Champions League with them as well?
Fulham to Man United, and he had like a goal a goal every 2 games. For 2004 to 8.
He's got a goal scoring record. As soon as he
Oh
Metz.
my god. Is it Louis Saha?
Yeah.
Did not even know he played for Fulham.
Didn't you?
No.
Then he played
Next one's Everton.
Tottenham, Sunderland, Lazio. Then he
Yeah.
retired in 2013 or 14.
Right.
Right, so Dan has one 2-0. We're going to give the last one a go. Just because I made it.
If it's rubbish, we'll just cut it out.
It's not going to be rubbish, trust me. So, Dan, we'll let you go first this time.
Okay.
From 2006.
Wait, did you even tell him his answer for the last one?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Thank
Nathaniel
you for
Klein.
reminding me. Nathaniel Klein.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
2006 to 2008.
Yep.
Plymouth Argyle, 22 games, 2 goals.
Lee Trundle.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Okay, Jack.
Don't know a single Plymouth player.
2010, 2012, Manchester United. He didn't play a single game in the Premier League, so he might play a cup game, but he came through your academy.
No idea.
Move on.
Okay. I don't even have a guess for that one, I don't think.
I think Daniel might have to help on my ones.
Yeah, we'll let Daniel help now. You can both do it.
So 2010 to 2012. Well, I know for a fact.
We'll leave it. We'll leave it because otherwise we're just going on.
I was saying Danny Drinkwater anyway, which is,
Yeah.
I think is wrong.
It's not him. So in 2008, he moved to Everton, where he spent 2 years, 22 games, 4 goals.
From Plymouth to Everton.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Plymouth to Everton. He's only played 22 games. He's got to be some rubbish English player then. Is he rubbish?
It's a bit rude on Everton fans. They are currently sat.
He only played 22 games for him in 2 years.
Or not? Oh, no, they're below.
22 games for him in 2 years.
Is he rubbish? He's not great.
He's not great. So that would be. I'll tell you who it is.
I've gone really hard for you, Dan, because I knew you'd get it first.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, we're back on the joint one here. This is where you might get it. In 2012, he moved to West Ham United, where he spent 3 years. He played 18 games, not many games, scored 3 goals. Man United, West Ham United.
And he didn't play a single game for Man United.
No. I'm going to have to hurry up. Jack, you got any clues?
Not at the minute.
Right, we'll move on.
Okay.
Right, Daniel, in 2010 he moved to Newcastle. He spent 4 years, but he only played 24 games, scoring 1 goal.
Is this guy a real footballer?
Yeah.
So he spent about 6 years at these clubs and played about 60 games in total.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
What I'm going to do is, because to quick it up, and now Daniel's already won, I'm just going to tell you, go through them now until you get it. Blackpool on loan, 14...
DJ Campbell.
No, 14 games, 2 goals in 2013-14. 2014, he moved to Bournemouth, where he was there until 2021, and he played 168 games, scoring 12 goals.
Oh, is it Dan Gosling?
Yeah.
I thought he played for Newcastle at some point.
And then you should get this next one. Birmingham loan for a year in 2012-13, 27 games, 3 goals.
Jesse Lingard.
No.
You love Jesse Lingard, don't you?
Well, he loves Jesse Lingard.
I do.
I would have thought.
I do like Jesse Lingard. Do you love Jesse Lingard, Jack?
I do love him, yeah.
He played for Birmingham alone.
He did, but
He also didn't play for West Ham in 2012.
Queen's Park Rangers 2014 loan, 15 games, 6 goals, not bad.
2014.
Yeah.
Chris
Another
Samba.
loan, second loan.
It's got to be Chris Samba.
No. In the same season, he went out on loan to Cardiff, where he played 7 games and only scored 0 goals.
Oh, Craig No One? Craig Noon?
Craig New, no, he's not him. He never played for West Ham, but that's good because he was at Cardiff for a much longer time.
I just remember watching
in
Match of the Day and
2015.
seeing his
He
name.
was at Lazio for 4 years, 2015 to 2019.
Bravo Morrison.
Yeah.
I was thinking that on the first one. I was genuinely thinking that, but no. But you said he didn't play a game for Man United. I was like, surely he had to play
League,
a
it's
game.
a league game.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Surely he had to play, like even subbing him on at some point. But yeah.
That's it.
All right. Okay.
So that is the end of the Wikipedia quiz.
That was hard.
So Dan took the win. So it's 1-0 to hosts after the first game week. I think Scott is on next week. He's a Fulham fan. He'll be taking on a different total quiz against me that Dan will do.
You do a lot better.
Yeah. Oh, he has to. If guests have to stand a chance. But that is one. We'll probably bring that out every couple of weeks, maybe a bit longer.
Yeah,
If you enjoy it, let us know. If you enjoy that sort of quiz, and we'll do it more. If you don't enjoy it, let us know. We won't do it as much. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I've got a few viewer questions here, so I reckon we rattle these off, and then we're going to do our score predictions.
Cool.
Right. So this is from Patrick Duffy. What is our all-time favourite football memory? I think we'll go right to left. Jack, what's your favourite all-time football memory?
All time?
All time.
God. I can't...
I'd say you're probably too young for Moscow, weren't you?
Yeah.
It's not my favourite, by the way.
One doesn't stick out. I think
I like that
one that I loved was beating you in the Champions League.
What, Moscow?
No.
No.
What year?
When we
Both your minds gone blank.
Well, 2011, they knocked us out in the quarters as well.
Is that what you
what
mean?
year was it?
2008. 2008 was Moscow when you beat us in the final.
Is that early?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of then.
No, right, yeah. Moscow then. I remember that was my first heartbreak.
That's why I enjoyed it so much.
That's probably even I didn't meet him until about 10 years later, but he just knew. He was just spiritually connected. He knew I was going to be upset.
That's why I enjoyed it as well.
That's your favourite all-time memory?
No, my favourite all-time memory is when Sergio Aguero scored that. I'm joking.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, you beat me down here.
Yeah. For me, probably... I've had a lot of great moments, but the best one, probably when Vaz Tay scored to get us back up in the big
Do you know
time.
what? I was writing this question earlier and I thought that was going to be your answer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, probably one of the best limbs. That Payet free kick at Old Trafford. I was up in the gods because you get a massive win in the cup, don't you? So it was put us 1-0 up, and then Schweinsteiger fouled our goalkeeper, and United ended up going on to draw and winning the second leg.
He doesn't hold grudges or anything.
And we would have probably gone on to win the FA Cup as well. Cause
Yeah,
it was only Everton and Palace in the way, and we were better than them that
Definitely
season.
doesn't hold grudges.
Payet free kick was probably the biggest limbs I've ever experienced up in that up the gods. It was amazing, but just for moments and most important game. If we had lost that, you see big teams like Sunderland, Portsmouth. I know they have financial troubles, but we did for a point as well before David Golden did Sunderland, which is ironic. Came in.
Chuckle Brothers.
And if we could have lost that, we could have been a championship team for 15 years. So that was a massive moment for us. First take goal, and yeah, I would have been about 2012. I would have been. It was actually the same day. You won the Champions League.
19th of May.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
my dad was a little bit annoyed because it took us to shine off our playoff win that Chelsea also won the Champions League.
Slightly bigger game.
I would have been 13.
Yeah, well, I mean, that segues into mine. I mean, mine's quite obvious. It's Munich. It is the best day of my life, especially after suffering the heartbreak in Moscow 4 years earlier. I was over in Munich, and yeah. I mean,
So
it's a great game, really.
yours and mine, our best memories, both happened on the same day.
There you go.
That's mental, to be fair.
And his best memory and my worst memory happened on the same day. So, also from Patrick Duffy, what is the best match we've ever been to live? So I'll start. We'll go from left to right. I was thinking this. I mean, I could say there's quite a few. There's obviously the 8-0 when we won the league. Well, also when we won the league the other two times. Other cup finals. But I was thinking, I think the funniest game I've ever been to was the 6-0 Arsenal. Purely because the build-up was Arsene Wenger's 1,000th game in charge of Arsenal, and it was all the big hype like, we're gonna make this day about Wenger, and then we beat him 6-0, and it was just really funny.
Is that where
just really,
Kieran
really
Gibbs
funny.
or
Kieran
Chamberlain?
Chamberlain punched the ball away, and they sent off Gibbs, and I just thought that was hilarious. I mean, 6-0 against one of your bitter London rivals. I mean, doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Yeah.
So what's yours, Jack?
Best moment.
The
what's
best
question?
match you've been to live.
Best match I've been to live.
Your favourite match you've been
Well,
to
obviously
live.
the playoff final was up there, but as a match itself, we were rubbish, and we weren't that great, but we still won the game. Best match. I have loads, but just off the top of my head, in the League Cup a few years back at Wembley, we were playing Tottenham, and we were 2-0 down at half time. And I remember I had my driving test the next day, so obviously I was quite nervous about that. And I was just sat in the away end at half time thinking, all I could think about was this driving test. And I was like, I wanted the football as a distraction, but if anything, it's worse. Just sat here watching us getting beat by Tottenham. And then we came back in the second half and we scored like 3 goals in 15 minutes and won 3-2.
Nice.
And an absolute, that was the greatest half I think I've ever witnessed my team playing. But but yeah, obviously been to. So yeah. But I'd say that it might change if I think of something else because there's so many to think of.
Right, Jack, what's your one?
If this is strictly being there live,
Yeah, at the stadium.
I can't say mine's as exciting because I haven't actually been to as many as you lot, because you're like season ticket holders now.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, because I've only had a handful, I'd have to say just the one in 2017, the League Cup final.
That's what I was thinking as well for your one.
Because that's the one I've been to.
Who did you beat?
Southampton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're 3-2.
Was it Gabbiadini?
Gabbiadini.
Scored a brace.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
As I said, it's not as exciting, but for me being live,
That's still cup final, great.
Absolutely. I mean, you
That's what it's like,
you sneer at the
Zlatan,
League Cup
Pogba,
unless
Jose.
you win it.
Yeah.
The League Cup is a joke of a trophy unless you win it.
I
and then
don't
it's
slate
about
any
a trophy.
cups. I think I'd love to win the League Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. If you get knocked out of it, it's a joke cup. But if you win it, it's great. So right, quickly.
Our predictions and then a bit of talk about this.
Well, we've got two more. We'll quickly rattle these ones off. This is from Phil Pryor. Have we got any match day rituals or superstitions? I'd say match day. We always go to Subway before the game just for good luck. And superstition, I try not to put Chelsea players on my FPL because they always let me down.
I actually like this question. I'd like to spend a bit more time on it another week. But for me, at the bowling ground, they're not really. I didn't have any actual rituals. We just because I might drive into London or might get a train in. We used to go to the same chicken shop, and then at the bowling. And then I remember my programme. I used to buy. Someone used to have it outside their house, and you used to walk by and give them £3, and then take your programme on with you on your way. And then now at the new stadium, we go with a load of people in a big car, and then we all park in Hackney Wick and walk over. And no, I don't really have any. I don't have any much traditions. And away games as well. I don't like to. For away games, obviously, it's quite a long journey sometimes. So, for 2, 3, 4 hour journey you take. I just like to put my music in and chill out. I don't like to think about the game on the way up. As soon as I'm out of the car and you got the hustle and bustle of the ground, that's when I get into it. But on the way up, I just get a bit nervous. So I sort of just like put my headphones in and just relax and just. It's like I'm actually playing the game. I'm not. I'm just watching
Get
it.
yourself in game.
But get myself in game mode. Yeah.
I've got any. Keep it short and sweet. I haven't.
You know, not even like a specific seat you have to go in, or it's bad luck.
No.
You see, that's the same as me. I should have just said that as well, but I just waffled.
I guess, yeah, it's not really superstitions as such. It's not like I have to wear this shirt. Actually, I remember I did have a superstition where I used to wear this specific cap. I wore a specific cap for about 4 cup finals in a row. We won every one. My mum chucked it in a bin without telling me because it got too small for my head, and we lost the very next cup final I went to.
What about your haunted bike?
Oh god, that's a story for another day. That is a story for another day. Just you wait for that one. So, very last question. What I want a snap answer from this. Our favourite football kit of all time. Doesn't have to be Man United. Doesn't have to be our team. Just our favourite football kit of all time. Go.
I always got drawn to. There was like a personal reason for it, but do you know the one we had, our black strip, the Man United one?
We had like the black V-neck on it.
Yeah, it's nothing exciting,
yeah.
but I had a personal thing for it. But I always held something towards that one.
Yeah.
But that was my favourite just for a personal reason.
I remember Vidic looked good in it.
Yeah, it was just a clean kit, but for a personal reason, that's always been my favourite.
Oh yeah, I think I know the one.
Yeah.
It was like a V black.
Yep.
I don't really care. I don't mind about kits. When it's a nice kit, doesn't win you anything. But if I'm gonna have to pick one,
It's good to have one on the shelf.
I've got a couple of West Ham retro ones, and there's one I got for my 18th birthday that I got. It was the year I was born, so 1999 that season, 1999, and I like that one. So after that.
Mine is the 03. Well, I'm going to put pictures up of all these kits we're talking about, but my favourite is the 03-04 Chelsea away kit. It's white and it's got like a blue and a black stripe, and it is absolutely stunning. And Didier Drogba looked unreal in it. That's all you got. If Drogba looks good in the kit, I'm going to love it. So I'll put photos up of all of them. That's exactly that. So, how do you boys reckon you're doing on predictions? I mean, I was terrible at predictions. We're counting them.
I am. It's on our Instagram. If you want to have a go, look at our predictions from last week, or if you want even better, go and watch last week's podcast, and you can see our predictions on there. If you've already watched that, just to remind you, our predictions will be updated on the Instagram. The guests will just be doing their predictions for fun. Me and Dan will take it seriously.
Just trying to show us something.
We will tally yours up as well, Jack, though, as well. See how you do.
Yep.
I am currently sat on, so we're doing it 3 points for exact score and 1 point for correct result, and then 0 points for anything else.
Yep.
So from how many games did we do last week? 10, I think, because I think we missed one out.
No, I think it was 11 because I think we had
No, but we missed the Wolves-Leeds game out, and then we added Leeds-Southampton, so it's 10.
Yeah, probably 10 then.
So out of 10 games, I got 12 points. I got 3 correct scores. I thought I was very proud of that. And Dan got only 6. So I'm already double his score after 1 game week.
I think I got 1 correct score, and it was one that Joe got anyway. So
yeah, 0-0. That was Burnley West Brom. I think the whole country would have got that one right.
Yeah. Right. So
let's rattle through these.
So tomorrow morning. Well, not tomorrow morning because it's afternoon. But on Saturday we have Man City at home versus West Ham. I'm going to go for. I know West Ham are good this season, but they always spank you at the Etihad. I'm going to go for 4-0 Man City. Mainly just to annoy you as well.
Yeah. Well, I am just going to be optimistic because I think we'll lose. So I don't want to pick. I think we'll lose, but I'm just going to say just to be up. But then I do want to win this prediction thing. But then if we do get a result, I look like an idiot. So I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham.
Okay. All right. Where are you going to go?
I'm going to go the other way. 2-1 Man City.
Okay, quite close.
Jesse Lingard. Bang.
Okay. All right. West Brom versus Brighton. I am going to go for 2-1 Brighton.
Didn't hear that for a second. You said about 3 different numbers. 2-1 Brighton.
I was deciding on 1-1, but I changed my mind to 2-1 Brighton.
At Brighton at home.
No, it's West Brom v Brighton.
I'm going to go 1-0 West Brom.
That's what I had as well.
1-0 West Brom. Okay. Leeds versus Aston Villa.
3-0 Leeds.
Okay.
Actually, I'm changing it. 3-1 Leeds.
3-0 Villa.
2-2.
Okay. Oh, I like it. We don't get many.
You don't like Leeds, do you, Dan? You put them to lose against Southampton last week.
Oh, of course I don't like Leeds.
Now you're going Villa to win 3-0.
Of course I don't like Leeds.
Villa haven't got Grealish.
Are they not?
No.
There's that whole thing about fantasy league and all that, isn't it?
3-0 Leeds. Newcastle Wolves. I am going to go for the most boring game of the season. 0-0.
0-0.
2-0 Wolves.
Okay. Right, and this is on Sunday. We have got Crystal Palace versus Fulham. Palace are very bad at football at the moment. I'm going to go, and Fulham have a bit of a bounce. I'm going to go 2-1 Fulham.
I want Fulham to win, but away at Palace, they don't usually do well against London clubs, so I'm going to go 2-2.
Okay.
Going to 1-0 Crystal.
Okay. Right, Leicester Arsenal. I'm going to go 1-0 Leicester. Jamie Vardy getting 1-0. He always scores against Arsenal.
It's always high scoring though, isn't it? Isn't it?
No, maybe. Well, the season they won the league, it's quite high scoring.
I think Leicester have been poor recently, but whenever you think Leicester are, they look bad. Like,
however
they
poor
great.
You think Leicester
they
are,
always
Arsenal,
just turn up and
outpour you as well.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree. I'm going to go 2-1 Leicester.
Okay.
I think 3-2 Leicester.
Okay, very high scoring. Right, Tottenham Burnley. Do you think anybody is going to watch that that's not a Tottenham or a Burnley fan?
No.
I'm going to go 2-0 Tottenham.
You have to watch that, Dan. You're doing a 5-page report on it for next week's podcast.
I'm busy next week, actually. No, I'm going to go 2-0 Tottenham.
Yeah. I don't want to go same as you, but I think 2-0 is a good shout. I'll go 3-0 Tottenham.
Okay.
I was going to go 2-0 Tottenham.
Okay. Right, I'll skip that one because that's a big one. We'll come back to that round. Sheffield United versus Liverpool. That is
interesting.
Hard, because Sheffield United are bad, but Liverpool are bad.
Liverpool are worse.
1-1. I'm going to go 1-1.
I don't think it'll be a draw.
I think Sheffield United will not be bad enough to actually win. Not good enough to actually win. I'm going 1-1.
I think it'll be 3-0 Liverpool.
Okay. Bounce back in style.
I think it'll either be like a 3-1 Liverpool or a 1-0. Is it Sheffield?
Sheffield United at home.
So I'm going to go 1-0 Sheffield, just because I don't like Liverpool.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay. Right, and then I think we get into the double game week. So we've got Monday, Everton versus Southampton. 3-1 Everton.
4-2 Everton.
Okay.
2-1 Everton.
If you get 4-2 spot on, I think I'm going to investigate you for match fixing. Tuesday, City versus Wolves. 5-0 City. Why not? Eh?
Kevin De Bruyne's back.
I'm going one better 6-0 City.
6-0.
7-0. No, I'm joking. 4-0. 4-0 City.
Okay, all right. Right, Burnley Leicester. I'm going to go for a shock 2-1 home win for Burnley.
I'm going to go 2-0 Leicester.
I'm going to go 3-0 Leicester.
Okay. Sheffield United versus Villa. 1-0.
1-0 Sheffield United. I don't think Grealish is back for that either.
Who is it?
Sheffield United Villa.
Nah, Villa surely. 2-1 Villa.
Okay. Palace versus Man United. I'm going to go 4-1 Man United.
Feels like we're doing the whole season here.
Yeah, it's double game week.
Double
game week. This is all before next week.
Palace Man U.
Yeah.
2-0 Man United.
4-1 United.
Okay, that's right. And finally, Thursday, we've got 3 games. We've got Fulham versus Tottenham. 2-0 Tottenham.
2-1 Tottenham.
I'm going to go boring game, 0-0.
Okay. I don't think we ever did any 0-0s, have we yet?
No.
West Brom, Everton, 0-0.
0-0.
No, no.
Okay, right. Liverpool, Chelsea.
Oh, we've got some more tough games coming up.
Yeah, we have. Well, we're going to come back to the Chelsea Man United, so me and Jack can argue with each other. Liverpool, Chelsea. I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea. Why not? Be positive.
At Anfield.
At Anfield.
That doesn't matter at the moment, though.
No.
I think it does matter because they're not going to lose 5 in a row. Although we said we're not.
I'm
they're not
going
going to lose 4 in a row. They lost 3, but
Liverpool 3, Chelsea 2.
okay. We won't have Kepa in goal. We're not going to see him 3. Calm down.
Well, I think Chelsea will have to bounce back from the previous game. So,
Okay.
2-0 Chelsea.
Okay. Right, so that's our predictions. So let's get into the big game of the weekend.
Can we give our predictions for the big game, or are we doing that at the end?
Yeah, obviously. So predictions for the big game: Chelsea versus Man United. We're at home. I think, I don't know. It's either going to go. It's either we're going to get embarrassed at home, or it's going to be a really boring 0-0.
Do you know what I'm going for?
What are you going to go
What's
for?
that?
Chelsea 0, Man United 0.
Okay, that's what I said. Yeah.
I was going to say, it's always boring. It's always It's always like decided by one, or just a lot. I think it's going to be a 1-0 United.
But I think we're going to start Giroud, and you're going to start Cavani, and Giroud's going to show him levels.
No, I don't think Cavani's not fit.
Okay, he's going to show.
That's the debate.
Martial
That's the debate I wanted to have earlier for today. Who would you have in your team? Obviously, viewers can answer this as well. Olivier Giroud or Edison Cavani?
Olivier Giroud, who just scored a bicycle kick against Atletico Madrid, who were top of La Liga.
Obviously, we've got biased.
Yeah.
Neutral.
I've scored an overhead kick before.
Wasn't against Atletico Madrid.
No,
I'm gonna go 2-0 Chelsea. I think we're gonna put it out of the bag. I'm gonna go 2-0. Giroud's gonna get one.
Have you given a result?
I said 1-0 United.
Giroud versus Cavani then.
Well, I think he said Cavani's injured. Isn't he?
Cavani.
I know, but just in general.
Just in general, I mean, it's obviously. I mean, I don't know what's happened. I mean, Giroud was never Giroud at Arsenal. He was a lamppost. He's come to Chelsea and he's absolutely turned it on. I don't know how.
Put in the comments who you agree with. We might do another poll on Instagram maybe. If you agree with Jack or Dan on the Giroud Cavani debate, and who you think is being really biased. Is it Dan being biased?
I think whoever's had the better career. I mean, Cavani's obviously had the better career.
I would take Cavani any day.
Cavani's had the better career, but today, right now, you take Giroud hands down.
Yeah, but as in,
if he hadn't scored an overhead kick in midweek, would you be?
He scored 4 goals away against Sevilla.
Well, and Cavani's not playing well.
Huh?
And Cavani's not playing well.
He's all right.
Cavani.
Giroud's all right.
Right, he doesn't get much service, but Giroud does more with the service he gets than Cavani does. And he links up better.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
He does. He scores every single time we play Giroud. He scores.
No, but because
doesn't.
Cavani never gets service, and when he does, he scores.
Cavani is over the whole career. You're taking Cavani any day. At this moment in time, I probably would just. It's tighter, but I would just slightly go for Cavani just because Giroud's going to score you an overhead kick. Giroud crossing the box.
He has that special moment.
Cavani's movement. And where he'll be in the box, Giroud will put a cross into it, he'll get on the end of it. But just Cavani will be in the right place at the right time for a tap in. For his work off the ball goes unnoticed sometimes. He's not going to get the ball and take it around 3 players and stick it in the back of the net. But
neither Giroud because he's a big lamppost. But I mean, Cavani's movement isn't that good because he hasn't been scoring recently.
He's been playing.
You've been.
No, I'm taking Giroud hands down.
We should have asked this before the Atletico game. Before he's gone over, we should have asked this.
No, I just think Giroud is a moments player. He can bring you a special moment in a game, and that's what you love football for, and that's what you need in a football game to win you a game. If you have one special moment in a game, you're going to win the game. Or you're going to score the goal.
It's a reactionary opinion. You're going off what's happened in midweek.
But I think but I mean, he carried us to the top 4 last year with Pulisic, who decided to not actually play football this season, and Giroud has carried on. And I mean, when we won the FA Cup, he scored in the semi-final. He scored He scored in how many? I think he scored in 2 or 3 FA Cup finals under Arsenal as well. I mean, he's a big game player. He's a big game player, and I feel like Cavani is just, I don't know. Cavani's great. He scored your brace against Southampton, but I mean, in the big games. I mean, I remember the game that sums up Cavani is that 6-1 Barcelona game. Cavani scored in the game, but also missed 3 or 4 sitters, and PSG fans wanted his head on a stick. I just think Giroud scores 2 or 3 of them chances. Giroud is a big game player.
But that's one game you're talking about.
But it just sums up his career.
They're games you can label Giroud and like fans wanting him out, or people. Arsenal fans
really
just didn't like Giroud. They will go on now. I know Arsenal fans will be like, yeah, they love Giroud, but games where Giroud would playing, and they'd be moaning, oh, Giroud, get him out. And the reason he went to Chelsea because Arsenal didn't want him. He didn't make a move up to Chelsea because he didn't make that move. Arsenal were moving him out, and Chelsea came in for him.
Surely that's an Arsenal issue. If a player has played so good for us and so terrible,
even
for
at Chelsea,
Arsenal,
I couldn't pinpoint games, but there's games at Chelsea where Giroud's played not great.
But I mean, in the Europa League, he won the Europa League Golden Boot when we won the trophy. He's scored in an FA Cup semi-final for us. He scored in the Europa League final. Who does he play for? National side, Dan. National side. He's won a World Cup for France.
Just answer my question. Who does he play for in the national side?
Who, Giroud?
Yeah, I know the answer. Just answer it.
It was France.
Yeah. And how many goals did he score when France with Mbappe, Griezmann, and all these great players won the World Cup?
Do you not think there was a reason he started every single game?
But how many goals did he score? Starting striker.
Yeah, but do you not think there's a reason he started?
How many goals did he score?
They didn't. Why wouldn't they have?
Answer my question. How many goals did he score?
He didn't score a goal. But he did score a goal. But do you not think there's a reason he started?
With Mbappe and Griezmann at the time, Griezmann was very good. Players like Pogba, I think Matuidi was playing. They're not bad players. They'll make you go. You win a World Cup. They scored a lot of goals. Where was Giroud's goal?
But he
Pavard scored. Pavard scored. Is Pavard better than Giroud?
For a reason. He started every single game for a reason. Because he played well.
What's the better goal? Pavard's goal in the World Cup against, was it Argentina, or Giroud's goal the other night?
Oh, that Pavard goal was naughty.
So because Pavard scored a nicer looking goal, makes him a nicer, better player, does it?
I mean, Pavard's done it once. Giroud. If you do a showreel of Giroud's best goals,
how many goals are there?
People are going to think he's better than Messi.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
you saw that on like Instagram or something. I've seen that as well.
Yeah, literally, if you showed like a highlights reel of all Giroud's best goals in his career, people are going to think he's like one of the greatest to ever do it. But no, I mean, I'm always going to take Giroud hands down. I think this Sunday, if he puts you to the sword, like I think he might, there you go.
Let's hope that's not.
Viva Man United. Let's get that done.
Let's have a look. Well, I'm sure the viewers will agree with me. And at the end of the day, you don't start every single game for a World Cup winning side just because just out of pity. You start every single game for a World Cup winning side because you offer something valuable to the team. That's
of course he offers
you
stuff.
can
off
offer
the ball.
intangibles on the football.
He's a good striker and he does offer stuff. But just because he offers a few things and he started every game, we're not saying he's not a bad striker. We're just saying we think Cavani is a better striker. And if France had Cavani at their disposal, they would have played him over Giroud. I'm certain for that.
But they did because they had Karim Benzema over Giroud and they didn't play him. They didn't pick him in the squad.
Yeah, but it's because Benzema fell out with the French officials in 2010 when he was.
I'm sure if you looked at that France squad, there was
with
strikers,
prostitutes at the 2010 World Cup with Ribery and everyone else.
Benzema has controversies every 6
months.
But
if Benzema had no controversies, he'd be starting up front for France.
But obviously, Benzema's a world-class striker. But if you look at that bench,
it's not because of his ability why he's not in the French team.
If you look at the bench in the French World Cup squad, there were strikers that you could say on paper should have.
You can't use Benzema as an excuse.
And he didn't.
Yeah, I agree. Giroud at that point in time was and is still now a great striker for a team. But will he win you titles? No. Will he?
He's already won his titles. He's won his Europa League and an FA Cup.
Was that Olivier Giroud winning you those?
He scored 11 goals when we won the Europa League. Carried us for that title tournament.
Yeah, okay, you could argue that. But would he win you Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues?
Probably not 34 to be fair. Well, we don't know this season. You don't know what's going to happen in Champions
League.
No,
I'm not talking about
we might win
in
his
prime.
Yeah.
No, we're going to win Champions League this season. I don't think Giroud's ever had a prime. I think he's always been a hot and cold striker.
That's what I was trying to think of. I've never seen him I've never heard of him. He's always been so inconsistent. I've seen of.
But the thing is, he just doesn't. Whenever he plays for us, he scores. Whenever Cavani plays for you,
he scores.
He might score.
He does score.
He scored less goals.
He's only come recently. He's only had a handful of games.
But he scored less goals than Giroud this season.
Because what?
He scored less goals than Giroud this season.
Yeah, it's because Giroud's played more.
Yeah, they played about the same minutes.
No, they haven't.
They absolutely have.
Right, I'm going to get up. You two carry on talking.
Go on transfer market and see how many minutes he played. I reckon Cavani's going to play more minutes.
This season, how many goals do you think Giroud scored?
What, in the Prem?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about the Prem. I'm on about all competitions as well.
In the Prem, Giroud has four goals, 0 assists. Cavani has 6 goals, 2 assists. And matches, Cavani has played more minutes in the Premier League. So, pretty even, if you'd ask me. Maybe Cavani edges it.
These 6 Champions League goals might offset that a teeny bit. The 6 Champions League goals may offer more than getting knocked out on the group stage.
Has Cavani scored any Champions League goals?
There you go, viewers. There you have it. Giroud versus Cavani. Put it down in the comments.
That's a good debate.
We haven't. There's no answer. It's just everyone has their own opinions and everyone has their own biased opinions. But I'm just a neutral. Watch both players who I like better. I'd have Cavani, but I love Giroud as well. He's great.
Just loves to wind me up, really.
It'd be good if Cavani was playing tomorrow. That'd be the real debate,
Yeah.
both head to head.
That would be quite great. Well, anyway, thank you lot for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Hope it got a bit more heated. Hope it,
Definitely.
Yeah, I hope
got you fired up a bit. I hope you lot enjoyed the quiz as well. Let us know.
I hope we looked like we were more comfortable than.
Just make sure to drop your questions. Any questions you have in the comments below. Obviously, we love to get involved with the viewers. We love taking your questions and discussing them on the show.
Yeah.
So just
Next week, just preview for next week, we'll be having my mate Scott on. He's a big Fulham fan, so we'll be talking all things Fulham.
Okay. Louis Saha, maybe.
Louis Saha. I doubt he was watching Louis Saha play in 2004 because he's a bit younger than me as well. I think he's 21 actually, so a year younger. So, but yeah, Scott on from the fan will be doing the same sort of thing. Daniel's going to be doing a quiz for us. We're talking all things Fulham, then general Prem chat. Is it to be? Yeah, it's double game week. So Fulham will be playing 2 games. I think they have Tottenham and
Palace away.
So the 2 big London derby games for them, where we'll get our teeth into those and we'll doing all sorts. Any questions you have for Scott? Any for Fulham? I know Man United's easy to ask questions for the club. If you do have any questions for Scott, leave them down in the in Instagram comments. Sorry, YouTube comments or your Instagram comments as well. We'll answer anything. Yeah. Or again, if you have any different questions you want to ask all of us, just about football or general chat, again, drop it down. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much for watching. Here's the outro.